Hey everyone, it's James from FunFoods, and today I'm going to show you how to make the Snickers ice cream cake. Now about a month ago, Jen from Cookies, Cupcakes and Cardio made a Snickers cake, and ever since then I wanted to make a Snickers ice cream cake, so here it is, inspired by Jen from Cookies, Cupcakes and Cardio. I'll put a link in the description below to her cake, and keep watching and I'll show you step by step how to make this. Okay, the first thing I've done was taken a 9-inch springform pan. I lined it with some plastic wrap. Now that's just extra protection. I have some vanilla ice cream that I've sat here, and it's not melted, but it's a little softer. And I'm gonna fill the bottom of my 9-inch pan about 2 to 3 inches. And when you have enough, you just wanna take it and mash it down and make a nice even layer. Okay, so now when you have your ice cream in there, what I've done was I've actually made my own caramel sauce, and I'm just going to pour some in there, a layer of caramel sauce, all the way around here. Then I'm going to take some nuts and sprinkle them around. And from here I'm going to stick this in the freezer for at least a half hour to an hour so it'll harden up. Okay, so now I've pulled out my ice cream that's firmed up a bit. I'm going to put my next layer on, which is a chocolate layer. And of course I pulled out the ice cream about 10 to 15 minutes before I pulled this out, just so it'd have time to get softened. Okay, so now that that's done, again we just take our caramel sauce and we're going to pour that over top of our ice cream. And again, just take some nuts and back in the freezer it goes. So now I'm going to put my last ice cream coat on top, and here we go. And on this layer, I'm just going to make it to where it's even with the top of the tin. And now that's pretty even, we're just going to put it back in the freezer, and this time overnight. With a cold bowl and a cold whisk attachment, what I'm going to do is add 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. And to this I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract just for flavoring. And I have 1/4 of a cup of confectionary sugar. And I'm just going to whisk this up until it's nice and stiff. Okay, so now it's nice and thick, and that's what I want. So we'll just set this aside and we'll come back to it just a few minutes. So this is our ice cream cake. It's all hard from being in the freezer. So now we're just going to take our Cool Whip or cream and put it on here, and we're going to spread it around. I'm going to put quite a bit on there. I'm just going to take offset spatula and kind of spread it around. So I just completed topping my entire ice cream cake with the Cool Whip frosting. So what I've done too is I put a little bit of that Cool Whip frosting in a separate bowl. I dyed it brown just to give it a little different decorative touch. And I put it in a piping bag with a star tip, a big star tip, and I'm going to pipe around the base of it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is put this back in the freezer just to let it harden up a little bit more. To make the chocolate ganache, what I'm going to do is pour in 1 cup of heavy whipping cream into a microwave safe dish. I'm going to put it in the microwave, heat it up, get it nice and hot. Okay, so my heavy whipping cream is nice and hot. And to that I'm going to add, here's 1 cup of chocolate chips. These are dark chocolate chips. I'm going to add another cup because I want mine to be nice and thick. And you can just shake that a bit and just leave it sit for a few minutes. Okay, so now we've given it time for the chocolate chips to melt a little bit. Now we can just take a spoon and we can melt it some more, or spin it up and stir it until it becomes nice and thick and all that chocolate has melted. And when all the chocolate chips have melted completely and you're left with this nice thick ganache, we just want to sit this out and let this sit a bit so it's not too hot when we pour it over top of our ice cream cake. Now that our cake is out of the freezer, it's hardened up nicely. Now my chocolate ganache, it has cooled down a bit so it's no longer hot to the touch. And I'm going to decorate this. I'm just going to pour it over the top, and I'm just going to let it run out to the side a bit. We'll get a good amount on there. I want to cover that top completely. And I just want to kind of work it slowly towards the sides. And you just want to work it to where it just starts to go over the sides a little bit. I still have some of this browned Cool Whip frosting. I'm just going to put a glob of it in the middle here. And then I'm going to put a couple little rosettes or whatever you want to call them on the edges. I have these little Snickers bites. These are just the bite-sized Snickers. I'm going to take those and I'm actually going to just set it right on top of the little outside rosettes. And for the center, I have a full-size Snickers, which I'm going to cut open. Well, that's it. That is the ice cream cake. And now for the best part, which is the taste test. Try to get a little bit of everything in here, a little bit of that chocolate, caramel. Exactly how you would expect it to taste. It tastes like a Snickers ice cream. Well, thanks everyone for watching to see how to make this Snickers ice cream cake. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like button. Also hit that big red subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. You get new videos every week. Be sure to check some of the videos I have off to the side. I think you may enjoy those as well. And check out Jen's video of her making her Snickers cake, and you can see the comparisons to her cake compared to my ice cream cake. So check that out. Tell me what you think right in the description below. Tell me what you think of the two cakes, and I will see you guys next week.